Hello YouTubers, and welcome to another mobile phone video capture review. In this review I'm going to be talking about the LG Renoir, the Samsung Pixon, the Nokia 6220 and the Nokia N79. Now there are some other 8 megapixel and 5 megapixel cameras, phones which have been made recently, but their capabilities aren't really as good as the ones that I've just mentioned. The Sony Ericsson W902 and the C905, they are both high megapixel camera phones, but the video capture I wouldn't say is as good as the Nokias, Samsungs and LGs. So I'm not going to be doing a review on those because my review is basically on how well they record video. I'm going to start with the Samsung Pixon, or M8800. It has a resolution of 720 by 480, which is WVGA. It has 200 megabytes of onboard memory. It has a micro SD card slot which can take up to 8 gig. It's a touch phone. It's an 8 megapixel camera phone. It records at 30 frames per second and 120 frames per second, which is the fast or slow motion. I can't figure out which one that is. And it records in MP4 format. Now when I looked at this and looked at the Renoir, basically they look pretty much identical. There are a few differences between the two phones. You know, it's nothing major. I think the Renoir has better facilities on the actual camera, but as far as the video recording is, they're pretty much matched. Now the WVGA, that resolution setting is a widescreen setting, and it's meant to make the video a lot better picture quality wise. Now I have seen samples of the Samsung Pixon, and to be honest with you, it looks pretty much the same as what the LG can do, only but it's bigger. It's like a widescreen version. Now I could see that the problem with that is that it's going to take up a lot of room on your SD cards or on the phone's memory. I mean, if it came with 16 gigabytes of memory on board, then it would be a completely different story, but because you have to get an extra card to stick in it, then I can see that that extra resolution is going to take up quite a lot of room. But it is quite a nice looking phone. If you're into touchscreens, it is, I would say, sort of on par at least with the Renoir, but then it's, you know, it's down to personal choice really. And that is the Samsung Pixon. Next, like I've said, is the LG Renoir. It has 640 by 480 VGA resolution. It records in 30 frames per second and 120 frames per second. It has the fast motion and the slow motion on it. It has 100 megabytes of onboard memory. It has up to 8 gig on the SD card. It's a touch phone. It's 8 megapixels. It records in AVI and 3GP. It also has the widescreen option on it, like the Beauty and the Secret had. Now, like I said with the Pixon, they are very similar, and if I had the choice between the two, I would probably go for the LG, because for me LG has been quite reliable, and as far as video capture is concerned, even though it is a small resolution picture, the quality of picture, I would say, is of camcorder level. I have seen a video sample of this, of what the Renoir can do, and it is as top quality as the Beauty and the Secret. So I would say if it was out of a choice between the two, I would go with the LG, but then that's my personal preference. And that is the LG Renoir. The Nokia N79. This is a candy bar phone. It has 640 by 480 resolution. It records at 30 frames per second. It has VGA. It's got 50 megabytes of onboard memory on it, and the SD card goes up to 4 gig. It's a 5 megapixel camera and it records in MPEG-4. Now this, I would say, is probably the next one up from the N82. It is quite a nice looking phone. It's got the camera lens over it. If you're into candy bar phones, and I think it's classed as a smartphone as well, because you can do internet on it and Nokia maps and all that sort of stuff, it is quite a nice looking phone, and I would say that it's quite a good step up from the N82. Again, the quality of the video capture is probably nearly as good as the beauty. It is a bit pricey at the moment, but then it's only just come out, so there you go. Well, that is the Nokia N79. Now the last phone is the Nokia 6220 Classic. This phone I actually thought of getting to replace my LG Secret because I started off using Nokias and I've always liked the Nokia phones. Here's the spec. It has 640 by 480 resolution, it records in VGA, it records at 30 frames per second, and the file format is MPEG-4. It's a 5 megapixel camera, it's a candy bar phone, it has a micro SD slot which can go up to 8 gig, and it has 120 megabytes of onboard memory. The only reason I actually thought of this, I must admit, was probably more because of the Nokia maps that was on it. Apparently it is quite a good internet phone and the Nokia maps is quite fast on it, so I've read, compared to other phones. I have seen the video capture for it and it's just as good as any other Nokia phone or Samsung phone. I'm not sure if it's as top quality as the LG, but then I must admit I'm sort of a little bit biased anyway. If you're looking for a high spec phone that is a bit less in price, then the Nokia 6220 is probably one of the good phones to get, and that is the Nokia 6220. Now with all of these things I get most of my information off of the internet. One of the best mobile phone review websites that I've found is
gsmarena.com.
I'll put the link up here. They have a very good review system on there, and they've also have a lot of photo samples and video samples. 95% of the video samples that I've actually watched have been from that website. So I would recommend that if you are looking to get any kind of phone, then go on that website, and like I say, I'll put it up here, put it in the description box. Go on that website and it will give you a very good view on whatever phone that you want to get. Okay, well, as new phones come out I will do another set of mobile reviews. I just wish that there was some way that I could get my hands on these phones so I could do proper tests, but there you go. I hope you enjoyed this review. I just want to thank everyone for looking at my mobile reviews and for all the comments that you have given. Okay, that's enough from me. See you all later. Bye bye.